Christina POV. 2 days, it's been 2 days. When Denzel didn't showed himself since that day. Where could he go? Is he with Shira? Are they happy? I laughed bitterly. Why am I even asking? This is what he wanted ever since. I just distracted myself with mopping so I couldn't think anything. I used to be able to overtime, but I think not now. I don't want to be burdened to Doc Raven. He is the one who takes care of Errol. And I just hope they get along well. When lunchtime came, I quickly fixed my belongings. I woke up late earlier so I couldn't prepare lunch. I sighed as I remembered why I hadn't slept much. Aside from the fact that I think Denzel, Errol's words won't leave my mind either. He is still very young, but he knows a lot. When I got out of the building, my smile quickly widened. I waved at them. Mom! Errol quickly ran towards me, and hugged my waist. Only now did I notice that he had grown taller. He was up to my stomach at the age of 5. Christina. I looked at Doc Raven. I smiled and nodded at him. We talked about eating out earlier. Since I have 1 hour vacant for lunch, we'll eat together. There is also a mall nearby here in the company so I couldn't be late. At the restaurant inside the mall, Doc Raven chose to eat. I don't want to eat here, because it's expensive. I don't have enough money to pay here. Unlike the fast foods, you can buy 50 pesos meals each. But Raven said, he was the one who pays the food so I agreed. I caught a glimpse of Errol who was busy eating. I smiled and wiped the sauce that had spread in his mouth. My son is cute. I giggled. He looked at me and frowned. He also wiped his mouth so I laughed. Mom, I can handle this. Okay, I answered. He pouted. So cute. By the way, Christina. I looked at Doc Raven. It will take a while for Errol and I to return to the orphanage. I'm not done with the things I'm taking care of here yet. I nodded and smiled. It's fine, Doc. I also want to be with Errol too. Thank you. He smiled and held my hand on the table. I swallowed hard. I don't know, but I really get annoyed when others hold my hand. I do not know why. I'm really disgusted. The smiles on Doc Raven's face disappeared, so I looked away from him. I'm not numb to not notice, and know that Raven likes me. My brain wants to give him a chance, because he already done a lot of good things for us. But there was something in my heart that didn't want to agree in my brain. I feel heavy because my heart does not agree with my brain. Eventually, my brain will agree with my heart. Mom! I quickly took my hand, and turned to Errol whose face was dark. Why, son? I want to go to the restroom, Mom. I nodded. Okay. Till just go with him to the men's restroom, Christina. I looked at him and nodded. I helped Errol to stand up. Until the two of them left, my eyes followed them. I just sighed and looked at my cell phone. 15 minutes left before my lunch break over. I glanced at the glass wall of the restaurant, then I saw 3 kids, a girl and 2 boys. My forehead furrowed, because the girl seemed restless. Until a boy pushed her. My eyes widened and stood up. I hurried out of the restaurant, and went to the girl who did not even cry. Hey, why did you push her? They looked at me. There was a look of shock on their faces. The 2 boys turned pale and suddenly ran away. I approached the girl, and sat down to make our faces line up. Are you okay? She nodded and smiled. I was stunned when I came close to see her face. She's pretty. She's like a doll. She also smiled cute. I swallowed hard. I want to take her home. Thank you, I'm fine. Why did they push you? I stroked her hair. The softness of the hair. Her hair is brown. And that mattered to her. She really looks like a doll. They asking me my name. But I didn't give it to them. My mommy said that do not give any information about myself to strangers, that's why they pushed me. She pouted. So cute. Even the kids, she suddenly thought, and shook her head. She didn't mention that. But your mommy is right. She smiled broadly. Yes, what's your name? I'm going to tell it to my mommy. I'm thankful because someone saved me from bullying. I smiled because it was obvious that her mother was close to her. I smiled even more because she thought she was being bullied. But I think those kids have a crush on her. I laughed. She is young but many admire her. What about when she is a teenager? Her parents will surely be upset with the number of lovers she has. I'm Christina, how about you? How old are you? What's your name? I'm turning 6. And I'm Ilona. Ilona Walker. As she said her name, my chest throbbed. I cannot breathe. I don't know but I was suddenly nervous. I lost the smile on my lips. What? She stopped speaking when someone called her name. I was cold and stoned. I didn't even look back, because I knew who he was. I know his voice very well. I cannot breathe. Ilona Walker. Is this Denzel's daughter? Daddy. My brain went blank when I confirmed something. She is the daughter. His daughter. My knees trembled as I stood up. I can't face them. My tears are rolling down my cheeks. I thought it wouldn't hurt so much when right in front of me was the fact that she had a child, and it was possibly Chira's child. I thought it wouldn't hurt anymore, but it hurt 3 times more when you saw face to face that it was true. It's like my heart is being squeezed. I want to squat on the floor and cried hard. I want to get rid of the pain of what I harbor. I hoped it wouldn't be true, but it is whatever I hope. There really isn't until now. There is still really nothing. I looked up and blinked so that my tears wouldn't flow. My throat is dry. I cannot breathe. It was as if something was stopping my heart from beating. I wanted to cry hard. I wanted to hug someone, to at least ease this pain. I wanted to tell him to stop hurting me. I wanted him to disappear again. I wanted him to be gone again. I'm sorry, baby, it took me a while to talk to him. That was fine, Daddy, and oh, Daddy, someone bullied me, but Aunt Christina helped me. Ilona happily said it to Denzel. I closed my eyes emphatically. My tears flowed, but I wiped them away immediately. Christina. I deeply sighed and faced them. I slightly smiled. Sir. His forehead furrowed, and was about to speak when Doc Raven called me. Christina. He walked closer to me and looked at Denzel with a sharp look. I swallowed hard and looked at Denzel again. His face was dark and his jaws tightened. His fists were also clenched. I looked at Raven again as he whispered my name. I stiffened as Raven came slightly closer to me, and whispered in my ear. I blushed because of what he said. Don't do it again. We were shocked by Denzel's sudden shout. His face became darker and scarier. He was like a tiger and ready to hurt. I swallowed hard again. I don't know, but I was nervous at his sharp stare at me. Your lunch time is over. The company doesn't pay you to date during work hours, he said emphatically before taking Ilona's hand and turning away from us. What he said hurt me, but I was numb and my brain did not accept it. I'm used to it, remember. I stared at them until they boarded the elevator. Until it closed. And completely disappeared from my sight. I was dumbfounded. Christina. I was suddenly back in a trance. Are you okay? He asked worriedly. I'm okay. Let's go to Errol. He nodded. I first walked into the restaurant. I was ashamed of Doc Raven for what he whispered. I blushed because of what he said. Errol seems to be poop. I'm also thankful that Errol wasn't there earlier. I don't want to hurt my child. Denzel POV. Mabilis kong nilagok ang bote ng alak, bago ko kunin ang cellphone sa kama na kanina pa tunog ng tunog. Naiinis na ako sa tunog nito. Masyadong nakakairita. Padabog ko itong sinagot, na hindi man lang tinitignan kung sino ito. What? Irritated, I answered it. Whoa, chill bro. I massage my temple. I'm a bit dizzy. What do you want, Errol? Don't you have a loving time with your wife? You're ruining my precious time. He laughed sarcastically. He is my cousin. We have the same age, 29. But this married at the age of 23, well just like me as well as Glenn, Youth's younger brother. They are also my cousins. Ruining your precious time. For what? For your time for drowning yourself on alcohol. Just say what you want. Stop making yourself wasted. I let out a deep sigh. I know, but you know it was her birthday. My daughter's birthday. Kasalanan ko kung bakit nawala ang anak ko. Napakuyom ako ng mga kamao. Bumibigat na naman ang pakiramdam ko. I wanted to shout it. Sigurado akong hindi siya matutuwa, kapag nakita niya ang daddy niyang nagpapakalunod sa alak. Cheer up bro. I know my throat went dry. Kung nabubuhay lang ang anak ko ngayon sigurado, kasing edad na siya ng anak mo. Natahimik si Errol sa kabilang linya. Mabilis kong inabot ang isang bote ng alak. Binuksan ko ito at nilagok. Napahagod ako ng buhok. Why did you call? Pag-iiba ko sa usapan. Si Lolo, he wants to see you. Just bring Isa with you. At isa pa, si Youth's nagwawala na. Ikaw daw ang vice governor niya, pero iniwan mo sa kanya ang gawain mo. Si Isa ay pinsan din namin. Ang kaisa-isang babae sa angkan ng mga Walker. Youth's, that governor, kulang pa nga iyon sa lahat ng kasalanan niya sa akin. Maaga akong umalis sa bahay. Para sunduin si Isa. Siya ang nag-iisang prinsesa sa angkan namin. Siya ang kaisa-isang babae. She's 24 years old right now. Kauuwi niya lang dito sa Pilipinas. Matagal kasi siyang nanirahan sa US kasama sina Tito. At dahil sa nagkaroon ng problema ang company nila dito, kaagad silang napauwi. Ang akala kong Isa na makikita ko sa bahay nila Tito Castor, ay hindi nangyari. Bagkus ay isang batang babae ang sumalubong sa akin. Paanong naitago nila ito sa amin? I'm sure matutuwa sina Lola at Lolo dito. Napangisi ako. Right. Hindi sila magagalit. I'm sure they will be happy to have her. Ganoon ba Denzel? Sige sasabihan ko na lang si Isa. Tumango ako kina Tito at Tita. Isasama ko si Ilona sa isla. Baby, gusto mong dumaan muna sa mall? I want to buy you something. Ngumiti siya sa akin at tumango. Napakagandang bata. Talaga po Tito. Thank you po. You're welcome. Napakunot ang noo ko. Habang tumatagal, bakit parang nagiging kamukha niya ang lalaki na iyon? Ang lalaki na iyon, isa sa mga kaibigan ko. Huwag mo sabihin, baby, nasaan pala ang father mo? Nag-asawa na ba ang mommy mo, nang hindi namin nalalaman? Napayuko siya at nagpout. Nandilim ang mukha ko. Huwag mo sabihing tinakbuhan silang mag-ina, ng kung sinong lalaki na iyon. Hindi ko po siya kilala Tito. Humigpit ang hawak ko kay Ilona, pero hindi ganoon kahigpit para masaktan siya. Hindi na lang ako nagsalita. Ayokong mag-isip-isip ng kung ano-ano. Baka ipahanap ko ang lalaking iyon at ipatukhang. Nang makarating kami sa mall, lahat ng gusto niya ay ibinigay ko. Masaya ako na masaya din siya. Thank you po, Tito. You're welcome. Akmang aalis na kami sa store. Nang mapadako ang mata ko sa isang manika. May sombrero siya at may hawak na teddy bear. So cute. Nilapitan ko ito at hinawakan. Mapait akong napangiti. Sigurado akong magugustuhan ito ng anak ko. Tito, bibilhin niyo po. Tumango ako. Oo maganda ba? Malawak siyang ngumiti. Opo. Kanino niyo po ibibigay? Napalunok ako at hirap na nagsalita. Sa anak ko. Natigilan siya. May anak na po kayo. Nasaan po siya? Inosenteng tanong niya. Umupo ako kapantay niya. She's dead. Ang masayang mukha niya ay napalitan ng pag-aalala. Nangilid ang mga luha niya. Sorry po, Tito. Nah, it's okay. Hinimas ko ang buhok niya. Kung nabubuhay siya ngayon, malamang 5 taon na siya, tapos tatawagan kanyang ate, dahil ilang months ata ang tanda mo sa kanya. Nagulat ako nang biglaan niya akong yakapin. Don't worry Tito. I'll be your daughter for now. I also don't have a father, we can be father-daughter tandem for now, while you don't have a baby. Niyakap ko siya ng mahigpit at tumango. Thank you, baby. Napapayok ako. Isinubsob ko ang ulo sa leeg niya, at mas lalo pa siyang niyakap. Pakiramdam ko, yakap-yakap ko ang anak ko. Matapos bilhin ang manika. Umalis na rin kami. Pero may nakasalubong akong kakilala kaya nag-usap muna kami. Nagpaalam si Ilona na mag-CR daw siya. Gusto ko siyang samahan pero nagpresente siyang mag-isa na lang siyang pupunta sa CR. Pero nung tumagal at wala pa siya, nagpaalam na ako sa kausap ko. Hinanap ko si Ilona. Nakita ko siyang may kausap na babae. Pamilyar siya sa akin. Ilona, mabilis na lumapit siya sa akin. Daddy, nakakatuwa kapag tinatawag niya akong ganyan. Pakiramdam ko anak ko ang kausap ko. Sorry baby, natagalan yung pag-uusap namin ng kausap ko. Okay lang po, Daddy. Daddy, may nagbully po sa akin, but tinulungan po ako ni Tita Christina. Ilona happily said it. Christina, napatingin ako sa babaeng ngayon ay nakatayo na, habang nakatalikod sa akin. Christina, humarap siya sa akin. Sir. My forehead furrowed and was about to speak, when someone called her. Christina. Lumapit ang lalaki kay Christina, at napatingin sa akin ng masama. Napakuyom ako ng kamao. Sino ang lalaking ito? Lalong nandilim ang mukha, nang may ibinulong siya kay Christina at napamula ito. Don't do it again. Sigaw ko sa sobrang galit. I want to punch that guy. Matalim kong tinitigan si Christina. Huwag mo sabihing iyan ang pinalit mo sa akin. Mas gwapo ako sa kanya. Don't you dare Christina. I punish you. Your lunch time is over. Hindi ka binabayaran ng kumpanya, para makipag-date sa oras ng trabaho. Mariin kong sabi, pagkatapos ay hinila ko na si Ilona paalis. Baka kapag hindi ako nakapagpigil, binugbog ko na ang lalaking iyon. I let out a deep sigh. I tried to control my anger. Daddy, do you know her? Bahagi akong tumango kay Ilona. Malamlam kong tinitigan sa mga mata si Ilona. She's the mother of my daughter. Mahina kong sabi. Nang makarating ako sa exclusive island, kaagad akong kinausap ni Lolo. Alam ko naman, kahit hindi niya sabihin, alam kong bawat isa sa aming mga apo niya, ay may nakabantay na tauhan niya. Bawat galaw namin ay hindi makakaligtas sa kanya, maliban kay Aiza at Ilona. Napangisi ako. Ngayon niya lang din nalaman ang tungkol doon. Iniwan mo daw kay Eustace ang gawain mo. Napatuwid ako ng upo. Kasalukuyan kaming nasa mansyon ni Lolo, sa loob ng opisina niya. Dito sa Walker West Hacienda. Napatikhim ako, yes lo. May inaayos lang ako sa Manila. At isa pa, may ipinakiusap sa akin si Chrysler. Tumango-tango siya, at ipinagsaklap ang mga kamay sa ibabaw ng mesa niya. So, you found your wife. I look at him with a serious face. Yes lo. Muli siyang tumango-tango at mariin tumitig sa akin. Kailan mo siya balak iuwi dito? Gusto siyang makita ng lola mo. Napalunok ako. Hindi ko alam kung may uuwi ko si Christina dito. Hindi niya ako pinapansin. Does she even love me? Mahal niya pa ba ako? Or ang lalaking iyon na? Nagdilim ang paningin ko. I should drag her here. Para hindi na sila magkita. I'm her husband, we never got annulled. I'm still her husband. She should follow me. She is mine. Iuuwi ko siya dito lo sa lalong madaling panahon. I emphatically said. Sumandal siya sa sandalan ng swivel chair niya. You should do it as soon as possible, and manage your hacienda. And of course, do your job as a vice governor of this island. Tumango ako sa kanya. Yes lo. Bueno. Aalis na muna ako, at excited akong makasama ang apo kong si Ilona. Tumayo si Lolo at lumakad na papunta sa pintuan. Napangiti ako dahil kahit minsan estrikto siya, madaling lumalambot ang puso niya sa amin. Denzel, lo, napakunot ang noo ko, nang tawagin niya ako bago pihitin ang pintuan pabukas. Use your mind to see the truth. Not with your eyes. An angel can be a devil, once they found a hole to get what they want. Pagkatapos noon ay umalis na si Lolo. Naiwan akong naguguluhan sa sinabi niya. Use your mind to see the truth. Not with your eyes. An angel can be a devil once they found a hole to get what they want. Anong ibig niyang sabihin? Matapos naming mag-usap ni Lolo, at Maiwan sa loob ng opisina niya na naguguluhan, umalis din agad ako. Bumalik muna ako sa mansyon ko sa Walker Hacienda. Ang haciendang ipinamana sa akin. Mansyon, yes mansyon. Bawat hacienda ay may sarili-sariling mansyon na ipinagawa ni Lolo. Pagkarating ko sa hacienda, kagad akong binati ng mga manggagawa. Ang hacienda ko ay maraming tanyuman ng palay. Malaki ang hektarya para dito. May mga mangga din. Hina-harvest nila ito. May factory din dito para sa mga mangga, at ginagawang mango jam, dried mango, at iba pa. Nagde-deliver kami sa mga mall, palengke, at kung saan-saan pa. Mabilis akong binati ni Nanay Aida, nang makapasok ako sa mansyon. Siya ang punong katiwala sa mansyon. Senyorito, nagagalak po akong makita kayo ulit. Tumungo ako sa kanya. Wala naman hubang naging problema dito. Wala naman, pero may mga bisita ka nga pala. Nasa entertainment room sila. Napakunot ang noo ko. Bisita. Wala naman akong inaasahan na bisita . Tumungo siya sa akin at ngumiti. Pumunta ako sa entertainment room, dahil nandoon daw ang mga ito. Pero nang makapasok ako dito, nalukot ang mukha ko. Bisita. Mga buwaizeta ang mga ito. Lalong nagdilim ang mukha ko, nang parang ogag silang naghahampasan ng unan. Parang mga bata, humalukip-kap ako, magsilayas na nga kayo. Natigilan sila sa ginagawa, napaayos sila ng upo, si Eustace na biglang nagtago sa unan. Si Errol na nagpanggap na kumakain. Si Chrysler na hindi ko alam kung bakit napunta sa lugar na ito. Kailan pa nakauwi ang lalaking to? Napabilang ang tingin ko kay Rexter. Lalong nalukot ang mukha ko. Anong ginagawa ng taong na ito dito? Alam niya bang ban siya dito? Matapos niyang buntisin ang pinsan ko. At iwan sila ni Ilona. Ang lakas niyang pumunta dito. Hi bro, let's get wasted. Itinaas ni Errol ang beer na hawak niya. Ang lakas talaga ng demuhong na ito na mag-advise noong nakaraan, tapos ngayon. Napailing na lang ako at umupo sa tabi niya. Lalong nalukot ang mukha ko, nang makita sa harapan ko si Eustace. Nagtatago siya sa unan at hindi ako tinitignan. Anong ginagawa mo ditong Hudyo ka? Sigaw ko sa kanya. Mabilis niyang binitawan ang unan, at itinaas ang dalawang kamay na para bang sumusuko. Chill bro. Napakamot siya sa ulo at ngumiwi. Nagdidilim ang mukha ko sa kanya. Hindi mo pa rin ako pinapatawad. Alam mo na ang reason ko diba? Lalo siyang kumamat sa ulo at inis na nagsalita. Ha, siya pa ang may ganang menas. Alam mo namang napag-utusan lang ako, kung bakit ko nagawa iyon, diba? Sinunod ko lang ang utos niya. Saka hinawakan niya ang unan at nagtago doon. Ikaw naman ang nag-enjoy makipag-ano kay Christina . Mahina niyang sabi pero nadinig namin. Lalong nagdilim ang mukha ko. At ang susuntukan siya nang pigilan nila ako. Wow! Chill lang tayo. Inis na lumingon ako kay Chrysler, at umayos ng upo. Isa ka pang siraulo ka. Empleyado mo pala si Christina, hindi mo man lang sinabi. Napakamot siya sa ulo. Di ka naman nagtanong sa akin. Di ba? Inis na napahilamos ako sa mukha. Bakit ba ako nagkaroon ng mga baliw na pinsan at kaibigan? Kinuha ko ang alak at nilagok. Anong balak mo? Tanong ni Errol. Napatingin ako sa kanya, bago ilipat kay Rexter ang tingin. Tulala siya, may sariling mundo rin ang isang tae. Kailangan ko siyang mapilit na sumama sa akin dito. Ang tanong, sasama ba siya? Sinaman ko ng tingin si Eustace na nakangisi sa akin. Sasama siya sa akin sa ayaw at sa gusto niya. I emphatically said. Paano nga kung hindi? Eustace added. I sharply stared at him. She would. I said. Natahimik silang lahat. Kung ayaw madala sa salita. Daanan sa dahas. Napangisi ako sa sinabi ni Chrysler. Let's kidnap her. We will help you. Lalo akong ngumisi sa sinabi ni Errol. Buong maghapon kaming nag-inuman, at pagdating ng gabi ay nagsiuwian din sila. Dumating ang kinabukasan. Ngayon daw nila kukunin si Christina. They said, kakausapin daw nila ng matino pero kung ayaw, kikidnapin na lang daw. Mga pasaway talaga. Pero sa bagay mas mabuting kidnap na kaagad para hindi makatakas. Hindi ako nakasama sa kanila, dahil may problema sa factory, kaya silang apat na lang ang lumuwas ng Manila. Inasikaso ko muna itong hasyenda. May makina kasing nasira at titignan ko pa. Busy ako sa pagsusurvey ng lahat ng production machine nang tumawag si Euthes. Mabilis ko itong sinagot. Hello, pumunta ka dito sa Manila. Ngayon din. Bigla akong kinabahan. Hindi ko alam pero inatake kaagad ako ng kaba. Bakit? May nangyari ba kay Christina? Wala. Wala dito si Christina, pero iba ang nakita namin. Napakunot ang noo ko. Ang kaba ko ay hindi pa rin nawawala. Natataranta rin ako dahil sa boses ni Euthes, na parang natataranta rin. What happened? They are supposed to be kidnap her. Ano? Atal kong sabi. Bro. We found a kid. A kid version of you. He really looks like you. Nanlamig ako sa kinatatayuan. Awang ang labing napatulala ako. Ang lakas ng pagtibok ng puso ko ay lalong dumobble. It can't be.